And welcome back, everybody, to another episode of MLB DFS Quick Hits, your Friday, August 27th edition. Got a massive 15-game slate on tap for you for your Friday of action. Hope everybody had a good Thursday. It was a wild one. Runs galore. Some good pitching, which we got, but runs galore. The chalky Red Sox went off, so that was kind of no bueno. The D-backs did their thing. The chalky Indians did their thing. But you got some Rangers, you got some Cardinals, you got some Pirates, you got everyone scoring runs. So tons of fun out there. Hope you guys did well. If you have any questions, hit me up on Twitter at BDintric. And then the Fantasy DJ and Slack chat, I'm there to help you guys out as well. Also, go check out Prize Picks, prizepicks.com, or download the app Prize Picks. It's DFS meets prop bets. Lots and lots of fun. You make 2 to 5 bets per quote-unquote bet. And it's a blast. It's a really good way to play. Use promo code Bubba, B-U-B-B-A, to get a first-time deposit bonus up to $100 when you create your account at prizepicks.com. Also, go check out RotoBaller.com. NFL draft season is ramping up in a big, big way. The NFL Premium Pass is cranked up, and it's 50% off right now. You get season-long and DFS all wrapped into one. The draft kit, the DFS tools, you name it, they got it. So go check it out over there at RotoBaller.com. If you want an extra 10% off, so we'll give you a total of 60% off, use promo code Bubba, B-U-B-B-A, over there to get you ready to go for your NFL season that is coming up upon you. Last but not least, give a rating and review on iTunes for MLB DFS Quick Hits. I would truly appreciate it. And check out Benched with Bubba, my season-long fantasy baseball podcast. Going twice a week for you. Dropped on Thursday, episode 397 with Brent Hershey of Baseball HQ. All right, let's get cracking on this slate. We don't have all the totals yet, as there's still some games wrapping up here on your Thursday of action. So Friday slate, D-backs Phillies total 8.5, Cardinals Pirates 9, Rays Orioles 10.5, Reds Marlins 8. Blue Jays, Tigers, 9.5. Cubs, White Sox, 9.5. Brewers, Twins, 9.5. Yankees, A's, 7.5. And we'll have many, many more to go as you guys keep breaking down this slate. Let's get going with the pitching here. It's a weird slate because pitching ain't that great. And there's some guys priced up to kind of make it really interesting on this slate. You got Shane McClanahan at 10-7 is your highest priced pitcher on this slate, going into Camden Yards against the Baltimore Orioles. McClanahan's put up 18 or more points in 4 straight starts, 25 or more in 3 of 4. Two of his last 3, he's faced Baltimore. He's gone 5 innings, 1 run, 8 Ks. He's gone 7 innings, 3 runs, 8 Ks as well. He has 6 or more Ks in 5 straight starts. So the strikeouts have been there, but it's usually the pitch count. Like he got up to 101 pitches 2 starts ago. Usually gets you anywhere from like 90-ish, give or take. Sometimes goes a little longer. So he's got to be efficient. That's the thing. But it's the Baltimore Orioles, and yes, they're striking out 25% of the time versus lefties, hitting 218 with an 80 WRC+, but they do have a 202 ISO versus lefties. So they're not super productive versus left-handed pitching, but when they hit them with a lot of power. So you got to keep that in mind with Shane McClanahan. It's hard to barrel that boy up because he's got some nasty, nasty stuff. So if you want to go $9,700 for McClanahan, you can. It's going to be tricky because last week he was 98, and then it was 78, 85, 93, 86, 77, 75. Quite the price bump. Back-to-back great performances against Baltimore. It's also in Camden Yards, very, very hitter-friendly venue. I think he makes for a good tournament play because he's going to come in low-owned. But there's a lot of risk involved at paying 10-7 for Shane McClanahan at the Baltimore Orioles. You got Garrett Cole, 10-5 at the Oakland Athletics. He's been very up and down overall since the sticky stuff went off. He's only going 5 to 6 innings most starts. That's the bugaboo. 3 earned runs or less in 4 of his last 5. Does have 6 or more Ks in all 5 starts there. But really a tricky spot there for Cole going up against Oakland, a team that's offense isn't like jumping off the page at you. But they are productive. You got Matt Olson and some other guys in that lineup that can do a little bit of damage. They're only striking out 21.5% of the time versus righties in the month of August, hitting 243, 183 ISO, 115 WRC+. So Cole is always in play, but it's only tournaments. He's not a cash game play for me on this slate. I think McClanahan and Cole are both tournament plays. And honestly, if I'm paying 10-5 for Cole, I'm kind of tempted to pay 200 more to get McClanahan at 10-7, probably like a third to a quarter of the ownership that Garrett Cole's going to be. So McClanahan at 10-7. I'm on board with that one. Some are going to go Aaron Nola. I get it. D-backs bats are kind of hitting, folks. They're kind of hitting, but Nola's been outstanding. I get it. And the D-backs are striking out 28% of the time in the month of August versus righties, hitting 243 with a 92 WRC+. So if you want to go Nola at 10-2, I think he's probably the quote-unquote safest of the 3 guys in the 10K range. But it's like 35 points, 4 points, 22 points, 10 points, 17, 37, 9, 21. So there's a roller coaster ride here when it comes to Aaron Nola. But you got this Arizona Diamondbacks team, big strikeout stuff. That's one thing Nola's done. Even when he's getting hit around, tons and tons of strikeouts. So Nola at 10-2, I think is cash viable on this slate with definitely tournament upside. So you got the McClanahan, Cole, Nola up top. I think McClanahan's an elite tournament play, but you just know the risk that's involved there. Cole's going to be very popular, so that's why I pivot to McClanahan, or I pivot down to Nola at 10-2. Going down below the 10K range now, you could go Musgrove at 96. That's quite the price bump as well. But I'm going to go Erod at $9,400 at the Cleveland Indians. The Cleveland Indians team that's going off on Thursday night. But you got Erod coming off a rough one against Texas. 3 2/3, 8 hits, 5 runs, 3 Ks, minus 1.2 points. Prior to that, though, 3 straight starts at 20-plus points. You got 5 innings in those 3 starts, total 2 earned runs in those 3 starts, 6 or more Ks in each of those starts, 24 Ks total in those 3 starts. He's been very, very good. It's Erod. He has his issues from time to time, but it's the Cleveland Indians offense striking out 22% of the time versus lefties, hitting 280 with a 190 ISO and a 115 WRC+. So they are hitting lefties. You got J-Ram, who's on Varshall, 3 bases on Thursday night. You got the Franimal. You got Med Rosario. You got Hedges. You got Straw, who went deep on Thursday. They got weapons, which is crazy, but I think Erod at 94 is a very good tournament play. I think a cash game play with tournament upside is Wade Miley, $9,200 at the Miami Marlins. Yeah, Wade Miley, and he got hit around a bit by Miami. 4 2/3, 5 hits, 2 earned, 3 walks, 3 Ks his last time out. Walks were an issue for him, but other than that, he's been great. Previous 4 starts, 5 innings each start, 7 innings in 3 or 4, 4 more Ks in 3 straight starts. He's been very, very effective. Now you get a Marlins offense that's just struggle busing it big time, striking out 28.3% of the time versus left-handed pitching in the month of August, hitting 258, 157 ISO, 103 WRC+. So their offense is at an average offense versus lefties with a ton of strikeouts. So I think Wade Miley at $9,200 does have some nice appeal, especially in cash games. Get a nice price discount from some other guys and roll with it there. Max Fried is very intriguing at $8,700. I love my Giants. I love my Giants versus lefties. But I'm going to be honest with you, their offense is a little cold these days. They don't strike out a ton, striking out 18% of the time in the month of August versus lefties, hitting 260 with a 116 WRC+, a 199 ISO. So like they're still pretty good. But you got Max Fried. Has absolutely been dealing of late 5 straight starts of 25 or 21 or more DK points. He has gone 6 or more innings in all 5 starts, 2 earned runs or less. He's given up a total of 4 earned runs in those 5 starts, and he has struck out 5 or more in 4 of those 5 starts. He's been outstanding. The ground ball to fly ball ratio has been great. He's thrown 90 to 100 pitches, $8,700. Great tournament play versus the Giants. The Giants offense didn't really light the world on fire in New York. They did on, I guess, Tuesday. Wednesday and Thursday, not much. It was kind of quiet on the homestand. I think you can get some free at $8,700 and have some fun in that one. Some cheaper options for you. J.A. Happ at $8,000 at the Pittsburgh Pirates. J.A. Happ's come to St. Louis, and somehow he's figured out how to pitch. It helps that he's faced Pittsburgh twice already, but in his 3 starts, he's gone 5 innings or more in all 3 starts, 2 earned runs or less in all 3 starts, 4 Ks or more in 3 or 4. I'll give that to him. 3 straight starts of basically 17 or more DK points. Like, he's getting it done. He's faced Pittsburgh twice, and he's put up 21 or more points against them both times, giving up a total of 3 runs in 12 innings pitched, striking out 13 Pittsburgh Pirates, a team that just put up 11 runs on the Cardinals, mainly on the Cardinals bullpen on Thursday. They are striking out 23% of the time versus lefties, hitting 232 with a 76 WRC+. So Haps up to 8K, which stings, but definitely in play on this slate. Like, pitching's price got elevated on this slate. A lot of our cheap pitchers, everybody got bumped up $1,000 this week. Like, Miley's 92, usually like 87, 85. Okay. You know, you got all these guys moving up the list. Well, Haps usually 72, 7,000. He's up to 8K now. So you're just going to have to kind of play with the slate and see where it goes. But Hap is in play at $8,000 on this slate. Taylor Widener, $7,300 at the Philadelphia Phillies. The Phillies offense just lost Hoskins. McCutcheon's still banged up. There's a lot of issues in that lineup right now. And you got Widener, who's coming off of 3 straight really strong starts, 5 innings in each start, 2 earned runs or less, and he got you 5 Ks or more in all 3 starts, 16 or more DK points in all 3 starts. The thing is, he doesn't go deep. 90 pitches, 68, 78. So they are kind of keeping him in like that 5-inning window, it looks like, is what they're doing with him. So he has to be very efficient in that 5-inning window. He is $7,300. So that helps. Philadelphia striking out nearly 21% of the time versus righties in August, hitting 233 with a 92 WRC+. If you're looking for a cheap option, Widener's okay in tournaments. Same with Mitch White at 7K. He was getting baby by the Dodgers, 3 2/3, 4 innings. He went 58 pitches, 59 pitches. And then his last outing, 7 1/3, 2 hits, no earned, 6 Ks for 91 pitches, 30 points. Like, if they're going to let him go 90 to 100 pitches, Mitch White is 100% in play on this slate at $7,000. against a Rockies team striking out 21.5% of the time versus righties. So Mitch White at 7K is going to be a very, very strong value on this play. We just got to hope they don't reel him back in, and the Dodgers could so Dodger us. Be like, oh, we let him go deep last time out. We're going to go 45 pitches or so. No one would be surprised by that. That's going to happen. Probably will happen. But for now, you got to assume they stretched him out. They're going to let him go. We'll see on that one. And then other than that, there's not a ton down here when it comes to value. The only other value I could see is Chris Bubic at 6,500. He's been very effective of late. He's got the Seattle Mariners. Bubic's put up, double-digit points in 6 of his last 7 starts. Strikeouts have been there for Bubic, but he's very, very, very inconsistent. Facing a Seattle offense, striking out 22% of the time versus lefties, 235 average, 84 WRC plus. So if you want to go Bubic at 6,500, you can. Basically, what I'm telling you, all these pitchers are very, very either priced wrong or super risky on this slate. So McClanahan at 10.7, I think is a great GPP play of paying up because I don't think anybody's going to pay $200 more to go from Cole to McClanahan. Nice leverage there. Cole's okay. I like Nola at 10.2. I think he's cash viable. Arizona striking out over 28% of the time versus righties in August. Big upside for Nola. He gets hit a lot, but he gets a ton of strikeouts. So you're hoping go get me 20 plus Nola. Just give me 7 innings, 3 earned, 9 Ks. Let's go Nola. Something along those lines. Erod at 94 versus Cleveland. Let's hope we can quiet Cleveland down a bit. Don't mind that with him. Wade Miley at 92, I think is very cash viable. Good upside there versus Miami. Team that strikes out a ton versus left-handed pitching. Max Fried at 87 in tournaments against the Giants. I think that'll go in super low owned. So I'm excited about that. You got Jay Happ at 8K. You got Taylor Widener at 73. You got Mitch White at 7,000. You got Bubic at 65. If I got to rank those 3, assuming Mitch White's going 90 plus, I got White 1. I got Happ 2 because we know he can go deep. Bubic 3, Widener 4. Widener has better stuff than Bubic and probably Happ, but they look like they're keeping him to 5 innings. So we're kind of stuck in the rut there. So nasty pitching, folks. Nasty pitching. Hope you guys took notes on that. Let's talk about the bats because all this nasty pitching. We're going to have bats for days on this slate. So if I missed something, I'm on Twitter at BDentric or hit me up in the Fantasy DJ and Slack chat. I'll help you out there. Catcher's position on this slate. You can go to Salvi Perez at 56 if you want. Gilbert's been really good this season, but of late he's getting hit around a ton. Lots of power he's given up. So Salvi at 56 is a really good pay-up spot if you want to go that direction. Otherwise, you can save some cash. Into the 4K range, we go Mitch Garver versus Eric Lauer. I like Lauer. He's good. He's priced up too high on this slate for me. And if you want to be contrarian, like a Mitch Garver at 42, with his power upside against the lefty, don't hate it. Yadi Molina at 39 versus Dylan Peters is a good look. I'm going back to St. Louis against Pittsburgh on this slate. So you can go Yadi at 39. If you want to fade Nola, Dalton Varshall at 36 is in play. Jacob Stallings at 37 versus Happ is in play. Yeah, this is going to be a messy, messy slate. I can already tell. But Francisco Mejia, if he gets to start for Tampa Bay, is 35 versus Harvey. I like that one as a cheaper option for you. With 15 games, there's going to be a ton of cheap catchers. Ton of them. Let's drop below 3K here. If Ryan Jeffers gets to start for Minnesota versus Lauer at 29, that's not bad. Tucker Barnhart versus Thompson at 28. That works. Keep going down. There's going to be more here. We got Reese McGuire versus Matt Manning at 25. That's a great value, actually. Reese McGuire is a really good. Toronto versus Matt Manning at 25 hundo. That's a great way to get a cheap piece of that stack. Trey Barrera of Washington at 23. Really good price tag there versus Hill, Rich Hill, if you're going to get Barrera in the lineup. If not, Riley Adams at 22. I love that Riley Adams. I hope he gets to start, actually, because him at $2,200 versus the soft toss and lefty Hill, I think is an outstanding play. So give me some Riley Adams as my punt tonight. Really load up on that one. First base position on this slate, you got Freddie Freeman at 62 versus Gausman. Gausman coming off the COVID IL. If you want to go there, I get it, but I'll go Goldie at 6K. The price bump is tremendous. Kind of let a lot of us down on Thursday. Gets Dylan Peters back in Pittsburgh, so Goldie at 6K. Really good if you're paying all the way up top. Nelson Cruz is first base eligible on this slate. Not outfield, only first base, which is so comical, DK, you drunks, you. But he's 53 versus Matt Harvey if you want to get frisky with it. Remember that total's like 10.5. McClanahan's 10.7, so heavy favorites. I'd imagine the Rays team total's like close to 7 on that slate. So Nelson Cruz at 53 is probably a good look for you there. Going below 5K now. Lourdes Gurriel's up to 43 versus Matt Manning. That's not too shabby. Jared Walsh versus Musgrove at 42. Walsh, Baltimore got him going. Maybe he keeps it going. If not, Ty France at 42 is a nice discount. If Josh Bell cracks the lineup for Washington, switch hit versus Rich Hill at 4K. That's a very, very nice value in his matchup. You got Miguel Sano coming off an off day on Thursday at 37 hundo versus Lauer. Cheaper options, though, as you keep going down mid 3Ks and below. Jesus Aguilar versus Miley, yeah, I'll probably pass, but Bobby Dahlback's going to be super popular at $3,300 as he went bananas on Thursday night. I mentioned him. That's ninth. He was cheap, wraparound stack with the chalky Red Sox. Some guys used him. Dahlback at 33, very, very much in play in this game. He'll be very, very popular as well. Nathaniel Lowe at $3,100. I think he's a great play versus Jake Odorizzi. Lowe's been swinging a very, very good bat. He's $3,100. I would be looking at him as a value against Jake Odorizzi. Below 3K now, Ryan Zimmerman might get the start instead of Josh Bell if he does versus Rich Hill. Ryan Zimmerman at 28 is a very nice value going up against the lefty Hill. Just remember he could get pinch hit for. If you're not using Erod, Yu Chang, first base, third base at 26 is a value for you as well. Otherwise, there'll probably be some more down here, but see what lineups pop out. Second base, you got Trey Turner is always worth a look, but the Braves are super pricey versus Gossman. Like Ozzie Albies at 59. I just respect Gossman enough. But if we see that Gossman's going to be a little popular, you get some cheaper Braves, it's intriguing. I'll say that's very intriguing. But otherwise, Houston, Altuve at $5,600 going up against Otto. Houston should be very, very popular in this stack, but no problem bringing it back with Texas versus Odorizzi either. Odorizzi is going to be very popular on the mound. I'm going to put that one out there. Odorizzi's price tag is, where's he at here? He's $6,700. Everyone is going to roster Jake Odorizzi. Everyone. He's coming off 20. He goes 26-2, 18-3, -4, 12, 13. Everyone's going to roster him. So if you want to join the train, go for it. Otherwise, we can build some Texas action. You can bring it back with Houston. That's why I brought it up. Jose Altuve at 56 is great, but yeah, Odorizzi's going to be massive chalk on the slate. Brandon Lau, though, at 54, talking about him, facing a gifted righty in Baltimore. Give me some Brandon Lau going to Pound Town against Matt Harvey. I'm all aboard that trade. Took Wheeler deep on Wednesday, so give me some Brandon Lau taking Harvey deep. Some below 5K's option. We're still high up on the list. Whit Merrifield at 47 is a great play versus Logan Gilbert, like that quite a bit. Tommy Edman versus Peters at 43 is not too shabby. You got Kiki Hernandez versus a lefty at 43. We know how much he loves facing his lefties. That's a good value actually. $4,300 for Kiki in that matchup is solid. Jorge Polanco had the day off on Thursday. He's second base shortstop eligible at 39 versus Lauer. Like that one quite a bit as well. Going down to the mid threes and below, like Cesar Hernandez. If you're stacking the White Sox, sure. Otherwise, I'm good on Mr. Cesar Hernandez. Tommy La Stella, probably not versus the lefty. Not a ton of value, though. There was one down here when I was doing my work for my values article. Edmund Sosa, second base shortstop eligible. Edmundo Sosa for the St. Louis Cardinals. He went deep on Thursday. He's hit safely in a couple games of late, but he's driven in runs. And he's been on base. That's what I was looking for. He's been on base in like 5 straight games now. He's put up 4+ points. He's basically free coming from the right side of the plate versus Dylan Peters. So keep an eye on Edmundo Sosa as a value play if you want to punt the position. Third base, Devers went deep on Thursday. Told you guys he would because I picked him on Wednesday. That's how it works. Arenado went deep as well. He's 58 versus Peters. Not a bad look to go back to him. Don't mind going J-Ram versus Erod if you're not using Erod, but Arenado 100 more is in a better matchup. Doesn't mean it's going to turn out to be a better play, but it is a better matchup. If you want to save some cash, Chris Bryant went deep again, but I love Fried, but Fried does go up a lot of fly balls. So if you want to get GPP with Chris Bryant at 53, I understand that one completely. Going below 5K now, you got Alex Bregman, who's back at 48 versus Otto. That's a good value for you. Kyle Seager versus a lefty at 44. You know the drill. That's definitely in play. Moncada versus Thompson at 43 is not too shabby. Joey Wendell, if you're stacking Tampa Bay, is only $4,200. That's a nice cheap piece of Tampa, actually. Not too bad there, but Twins are cheap again. Josh Donaldson's only 37 versus Lauer, so I'll be jumping on that train. Minnesota will be a nice cheap GPP stack for me on this slate. Going down with 3,500 and below now. Phil Gosselin, if you're stacking the Angels, he's always in play for me. First base, third base at 32, usually at third base for me. Other than that, though, there wasn't a ton down here at third base when I was looking earlier that really caught my attention as value. Shortstop position for you. Bogarts had the night off on Thursday. His wrist is kind of bugging him, apparently. He's 5,700, though. If he's in the lineup, he checks the box. But I love this from Wander Franco at 53. Dude's got on base like 23 or 24 games in a row, which is outstanding. So getting some Franco in there at 53 is a nice little price tag for you. Some cheaper options, though. Timmy Anderson's back. He's 5K versus Thompson. White Sox should be very, very strong play there against Chicago. Zero problem with that at all. Going below 5K now, you got Bo Bichette versus Manning at 47. One's an outstanding look for you. Jake Croninworth going up against the Angels have changed their pitchers twice tonight. So we'll see who they pitch, but Croninworth at 43 is going to be a value regardless of that situation. Paul DeYoung at 4K if he cracks the St. Louis lineups. Good right-handed power there versus Peters. Ahmed Rosario at 4K. We know we like that more often than not. But Jorge Polanco, 39, great play again for some savings. He's second base shortstop eligible. Nicky Lopez is 34 for Kansas City. If you are stacking against Gilbert, we talked about how expensive Whit Merrifield is. I think he's like 47. You have Salvi's like 56. Nicky Lopez is 34. So that helps with that one quite a bit. Going down to the low threes and below, wasn't a ton down here earlier, and I'm pretty sure the only one was Edmundo Sosa at 2,300. Outfield, you got them all. You got Tatis at 6,500. That is insanity, but I get it. Harper 64, but I'd rather save some cash. Like I'd go like Juan Soto against Hill at 58. Soto went deep on Thursday. He can hit lefties just fine. Jordan Alvarez at 56 versus Otto is outstanding. Would not be shocked if Jordan went deep. Mentioned Chris Bryant in tournaments earlier. He got the Franmil at 52. He had 3 knocks, I believe, or he reached base 4 or 5 times. He had a big Thursday night. So Franmil at 52 versus Erod. If you are fading Erod, going down below 5K now, you got Ketel Marte battling a hip injury, so keep an eye on that. But Teoscar Hernandez at 48 versus Matt Manning. Austin Meadows versus Harvey at 47. Those are good price points. Love Kyle Schwarber at 47. The dude just continues to get on base. Either doubles, singles, homers, walks. The dude's a monster. He's walking over 20% of the time since joining the Boston Red Sox. The dude is just ridiculous right now. So Schwarber at 47, great cash game play, and just great play, period. So I like that a lot. Eloy at 46 versus Thompson. The White Sox stack should be very, very strong on this one. Going down cheaper, though, you got Rose Reyna at 45 versus Harvey. That's not a bad value going up against Matt Harvey in that one. AJ Pollock versus the left. I respect Freeland, but not a bad play there. Lourdes Gurriel at 43, talked about that. Trent Grisham hits lefties just fine. $4,300, not a bad price tag. And using like Cronenworth, Grisham, like Myers or somebody, the back end of San Diego for cheaper, and a very good matchup that they should pound him on. So don't mind that at all. You get Casty at 42 versus Thompson. That's in play for you. Connor Joe's been swinging a great bat, even out of Coors Field. So he's $4,100 if you're feeling frisky. Max Kepler can hit lefties. He's 41 versus Lauer. Don't mind that. Giancarlo's only 41 versus Sean Manaea. That is a phenomenal tournament play because we know Stanton can go over. Duh. But he also has so much power. He's hitting 355 his last 10 games with 4 home runs, averaging over 11 points per game. He's homered in 3 of his last 5 games. He has double-digit points in 4 of his last 5 and 5 of his last 7. He's 41 hundo. He makes for a phenomenal tournament play on this game for Sean Manaea. So I like that a lot for Staniff. That's a misprice by DK. That's a big misprice. Lubob's only 4K. He went deep on Thursday. He led off on Thursday. He's been hitting towards the top of that order. Tim Anderson's back, so I can see Lubob hitting second or somewhere towards the top still. So 4K is a really good spot there. Michael Brantley, 4K for your Houston stacks. Really, really good. Don't mind Avisail Garcia is only 39 versus Albers. That's a really – Milwaukee should be good. See if Adames is healthy. Urias. You're going to have some good options there. I didn't mention them all, but you're going to have some good options there versus Albers in a Milwaukee stack. But Adames has missed 3 straight games with a calf injury, so keep an eye on that. He's kind of day-to-day right now. Dalton Varshall at 38. McCutcheon, if he plays at 38, it's not bad. Some other options here as you slide on down the price points. Robbie Grossman at 36. He's been kind of feeling it, but Kyle Tucker is back off the COVID IL. He's 3,600. That's a great price tag versus Otto. So keep an eye on Kyle Tucker if he's in the lineup. He didn't play on Wednesday, I believe. He got activated but didn't play. So keep an eye on Tucker. 3,600 is a great price tag and a phenomenal matchup. Cheaper options, 3,500 and below. Alex Verdugo can hit lefties. He's 34. Joe Adell's 33. It's okay. I'm not running to play Joe Adell on that matchup versus Musgrove, but I get it. But bottom 3K prices, there's not a ton that stands out right away. Corey Dickerson at 31 is outstanding versus Manning, a great value. Corey Dickerson at $3,100 versus Matt Manning is a great value. Benintendi at 31 versus Gilbert's a very good value as well. So those two both at 31 bring some nice pop to your lineup for some savings. Below 3K, though, there were a lot down here that are just kind of sketchy because a lot of them versus lefties. Like, love Anthony Santander at 28. Do you want to fade Shane McClanahan? Well, if he only goes 5 innings, it's not bad. So pick your poison there. Tyler Naquin's only 27 versus Thompson. That is outstanding. Ridiculously cheap. Ridiculously cheap for some Tyler Naquin. Probably leading off or hitting second for Cincinnati. Versus Thompson in Miami at 27. So you're going to want to jump on that train. Andrew Vaughn's only 27. Miles Straw's only 27 if you're fading Erod. Brandon Marsh is only 27 versus Musgrove. Again, not in love with fading Musgrove, but I get it. Low Kane's 27. He's in a massive slump, but he's super cheap versus Albers. So he's worth keeping an eye on when the lineups come out. A great value today is Kevin Kiermeier at 26 versus Matt Harvey. Kiermeier's hitting over 300 in his last 10 games. Bottom of the order, great wraparound value with Brandon Lau and company. With him and our other buddy Phillips. Brett Phillips will be down here really cheap. He's 2,500. He's right here. So Phillips is 25. Kiermeier's 26. Both giving you some nice value on this slate. Other than that, again, like Michael A. Taylor's down here at 25. If you're getting crazy with your Royal stacks, he's in play. DJ Peters, I used him on Thursday. He went deep, got a couple knocks. He's actually playing pretty well right now. He's another nice cheap contrarian play like him, Andy Ibanez, and a couple others from Texas. Peters is 25 hundo. Yadiel Hernandez is 24. Probably won't get the start versus the lefty hill, but we'll keep an eye on that. If not, you get Lane Thomas down here for 2,300. 2,200. 2,200 versus Rich Hill, probably leading off. So I don't mind that with Lane Thomas as a value. But there'll be a lot down here, so keep an eye on all that good stuff. Recapping your pitching, you got 3 guys over 10K. I think McClanahan at 10.7 is a phenomenal tournament play because most will play Cole at 10.5. McClanahan's got his risks. Massive strikeout. I think he's a great low-owned tournament play. Nola's a tournament and a cash game play at 10.2. Arizona striking out over 28% of the time versus righties in the month of August, so take your chances there. Erod at 94 in tournaments. I like that. Freed in tournaments at 87. J.A. Happ, kind of cash viable, but more so tournaments at 8K. Widener at 73 is in play for you. Mitch White at 7K. If the Dodgers let him go like they did his last start, that is a super value at 7K. Bubich is 65 in tournaments, and then Odorizzi's at 67. I get the play. Everyone and their mom is going to be on him, so keep that in mind when you break it all down. Recapping your stacks on this slate. St. Louis versus Dylan Peters. Sign me up. Go back to Goldie. Go back to Arenado. Go back to Edman. See what other guys pop out, like Edmundo Sosa's value. You got Yadi Molina. See what else. Maybe Tyler O'Neill comes back. He's been out, but he pinch hit on Thursday. If O'Neill's back hitting 4th or 5th, phenomenal play against Peters. Tampa Bay versus Baltimore. Love Tampa Bay versus Harvey. I mentioned, Phillips and Kiermeier as values. I like Kiermeier more than Phillips. Both great values. Brandon Lau is one of my favorite plays. You got a Rosarena and company, so lots to like there with Tampa Bay. Cincinnati, Naquin, super, super cheap. You can always pair him with Votto. Casty wasn't too expensive either. Like there's options there with Cincinnati versus Thompson. You got Washington going up against Richard Hill. You have Lane Thomas leading off for super cheap. Soto's always expensive but worth it. You either got Bell or Zimmerman. You got Riley Adams, one of my favorite value catchers at 2,200. So Washington brings some thump for you. Boston is 100% back in play against Cleveland on this slate. So do your thing however you choose, because it's another great spot there for Boston on this slate. Boston going up against Logan Allen. Toronto versus Matt Manning. Love it. They kind of got a little bit of a discount. Still expensive. Like Bichette's still 47. Teoscar's still 48. But you got Lourdes at 43. You got Reese McGuire as a cheap catcher. You got some options there for sure. Houston's a phenomenal play versus Otto. Like Tucker's cheap. I love that. Jordan should go deep. You got Bregman back. You got Altuve. Brantley's 4K. Houston's a great stack. There's no hiding that. Love the White Sox versus Thompson. Anderson's back. You got some value with guys like Lubop, still not too expensive. Eloy's there. We have value with Vaughn and company. So there's some good stuff. Abreu's been swinging a very, very hot bat. So if I'm stacking, I want like Lubob, Eloy, and Abreu if I can. They're like swinging really, really hot bats. So I'd roll that route. Milwaukee versus Minnesota's in play. See if Adames is in the lineup. If not, Urias, Avicel, stuff like that could be a discount. Other than that, I think that'll about do it on this slate. Yeah, I think I'm good on stacks. I think we got plenty. Again, if you have any questions, hit me up on Twitter at BDintric. Mitch White's not going to be the picture. Well, he's listed everywhere right now, even on the betting sites. So hopefully they fix that. That'd be much appreciated. That was in the chat here, Chris Hernandez. Thank you. So Mitch White is not starting, so keep an eye on who will be starting for the Dodgers when you guys wake up and listen to the show again. So help you there. Thanks for the kind words, Justin. Much appreciated. But that'll do it, guys. 15 game slate on a Friday. If you have any questions, I'm on Twitter at BDintric. Hit me up over there, and you can watch the video on rotoballer.com. I stream it live the night before, or you can just watch it later on their YouTube channel, or download it and subscribe to all your listening platforms. Give a rate and review on iTunes. I'd truly appreciate it. Go check out prizepicks.com. Download the app. Create your account. Use promo code Bubba, BUBBA, for a first-time deposit bonus up to $100. But, hey, it's going to be a fun one. You guys have a great weekend. I'll be back with you guys on Sunday night, Monday morning, depending on when you listen. But this was MLB DFS Quick Hits, your Friday, August 27th edition. I'm out.